Delighted to say we're joined in studio by three of our Roses now. We have, of course, our own Kerry Rose Sally-Ann Leahy from Causeway. She is absolutely delighted this morning because Causeway won the County Senior Hurling Championship yesterday. We'll talk to you about that in a moment. Sally-Ann, we've our Chicago Rose, Shana Pembroke, and we also have our Ohio Rose, Danielle, is it Goebel?
Goebel, yep.
Goebel, Danielle Goebel from Cleveland in Ohio. Good morning to the three of you and thanks for talking.
Good morning.
Sally-Ann, I'll start with you. Winning is the way for Causeway. It's a good omen for the Rose of Tralee. You must be delighted this morning.
Oh, I'm absolutely over the moon. Yesterday we had our pub twinning and the game was on, and of course there was live updates coming in, and Causeway were scoring a goal and Causeway were scoring points, and every score they got, there was big cheers. So it was great crack down in Betty's bar yesterday, and we were walking back to the bus, and one of the girls rang me and she was like, Causeway won, and it was just absolutely brilliant. Then we went to the Meadowlands last night, and I was hoping I'd get to meet the team there, but not to worry, they actually were at home. I think I was getting updates that they were lighting bonfires, and there was a parade to the village.
Oh, brilliant.
To the village.
Yeah, so it's just a fantastic day.
Oh, it's absolutely brilliant. I'm absolutely delighted for the team because they've put an awful lot of work into it. So it's great that they've actually won the game.
Okay, brilliant stuff. Shanna,
Yes.
good morning to you.
Good morning to you. Thank you for having me.
Tell me a bit about yourself and how you got involved with the Rose of Tralee.
Absolutely. So I'm 24 years old. I'm from Chicago, Illinois. I'm a graduate student in speech language pathology. I have just about a year left, and then I'll be certified to practice. So I found out about the Rose of Tralee from my dad, who is a Kerry man. He's
good.
From Currow.
Oh, lovely.
So grew up hearing about it, hearing all about Denny Street. So going on the parades, on the floats down Denny Street was just an absolutely surreal experience, something I've grown up hearing about, so being able to experience it for myself was just unbelievable. And we have a very strong Irish community on the south side of Chicago, where I'm from, so the Rose of Tralee is highly respected there, and it was something I always wanted to do, and this year it just worked out in my favor that I was selected, and I'm just extremely proud to be representing Chicago here.
Yeah, it was always on your radar, so that as a possibility that this may one day be something you do, and that you knew about the parade, so that must have been a very special feeling on Saturday night.
Absolutely, very, very special. It's one of those things I think we can all sort of relate to. It's kind of a dream, and it's in the back of your mind, and you think maybe one day that'll happen, and one day came, and it's been incredible.
Okay, great stuff. Danielle, tell me about yourself. How did you get involved with it?
Well, my story's a little bit different. My grandma, she was from County Mayo. Her family was from County Mayo. And she told us about it years ago, but didn't really think anything of it. And then it was probably about 5-6 years ago, my Aunt Rose has been like trying to get me to apply. And to be honest, I didn't really know exactly what everything was. Like this whole week has been like something I could have never imagined.
It's been an eye-opener for you.
Completely. So she's been like convincing me, and then I had a small child, and so things kind of went on a different path, to say the least. But it was last year, she's like, you really need to do this, you really need to do this, and this was the last year that I could do it because I'm 28 years old. So I went in, and I'm giving it my best shot.
Okay, and what's that experience been like? Have you been shocked at the level of attention, the trips that you do, the places you've been, the people that you meet, for someone who wasn't kind of plugged into what it's all about?
Right, yeah, it's something I could have never imagined. Getting bombarded on the streets by old people, young people from all ages, it's exciting, you know. You feel like a local celebrity, you know. It's something I've never felt before, so it's actually really awesome.
Okay, and your son Landon, sorry,
yeah,
Landon,
with an A.
with an A.
Yeah.
What does he make of it all? What age is he?
He's 5. He actually turned 5 in Ireland. We celebrated his birthday in Belfast.
Okay, so what is he making of it all?
Well, I think he's having a blast. He really wanted to see Bumblebee the Transformer yesterday, so my brother made it a point to go chase him down the street to get a picture. But he's having a blast. I think he loves the parade. I haven't really been able to talk to him or see him, so yesterday was super important that I I got to see him at pub twinning.
Great. So it's been helter-skelter, of course. You've got a busy schedule and everything like that, so it's all part of it. So that'll be something, it'll be a big experience for him as well, coming over here and seeing what it's all about.
Yep. Now he's stuck. I said I'm coming back every year, so he's going to come with me every year.
Shanna, you were a professional child actor.
Yes, I was.
Tell me about that. What was that like?
Absolutely. So in Chicago, when I was 10 years old, I did a musical review in downtown Chicago. So I did that for about 2 years. That was sort of my first job. So 10 years old, having that experience, it was really incredible. I got to work with very respected musical directors in Chicago and had some acting training and dancing, and sort of something that I just fell into. Didn't really plan on doing anything like that. We went to the open call auditions, actually, me and my family. My mom and dad took me and my sisters, and I remember we were surrounded by girls who'd had agents, and they had big dresses on, and I remember I think I strolled in like jeans and a t-shirt and was just kind of like, I guess I'm here for this.
You weren't like bred from the age of 4 to be like tap dancing,
God,
and
no,
you were going to be Shirley Temple.
Not at all. No, definitely not. So went to the audition and ended up booking it, and it was just such an incredible experience. And I did that. I got the privilege of doing that for 2 years, so it was absolutely excellent. I'm very grateful for that. I think it sort of built confidence at a young age, and sort of like the Rose of Tralee, it was a very positive experience for being a young girl. They were very big about self-confidence and instilling, body positivity and all those really great things that when you're kind of going through, when you're at that age and those things, you can kind of be struggling through that and all that. So it was very positive. I definitely had a very positive experience.
Okay, and from your work as a speech and language pathologist, is that do you work with kids, or will you work with kids who are struggling with that sort of self-esteem if they can't speak as clearly as other people, or they're having issues at that age?
Absolutely. So that's a part of the field that I'm very passionate about, advocacy and empowering. So that's something I think we can really give to our clients as well. Aside from just the therapeutic aspect, I think we're also supporters and advocates, and helping them along with that journey. As you said, it can be very difficult when your communication or your language or speech is impacted. It can impact all areas of your life.
Yeah, and you don't understand at that age that, look, some people develop at a different rate. You just want to be exactly the same as your friends or other people, and it can really hit you if you're not.
Absolutely. It can hinder you, and you can sort of feel ostracized. So I'm definitely very passionate about being a supporter for them, being someone who can encourage them and just help them along on that journey, and just help them develop that self-confidence, and just give them the tools to be able to really, kind of say, this is who I am. And if they do have a deficit, just to kind of almost own it, and say that this is just what I have going on, and help them kind of through that hard period, just help them navigate.
Okay, Sally-Ann, if we could talk to you, look, how has the week been for you from the point, I suppose this is what I asked maybe the Kerry Rose every year, from being from Kerry and from knowing a fair bit about the Rose of Tralee is like from the outside. What's it been like from the inside, now that you can see behind the scenes and have lived through the week, the tour around the country and inviting and welcoming all the girls in?
Yeah, it's just been an absolutely incredible experience, and I'm just so privileged to have gotten it. I suppose from the inside, we see so much organising that goes on behind the scenes. It's just incredible. We've debriefings, we have one every night. Once we get back to the hotel, we might have one in the morning, we might have some on the bus. So the amount of organising that goes on behind the scenes that nobody else sees is just amazing. And hats off and thanks to all the volunteers and the whole committee on that behalf. It's just been absolutely unreal. It's so surreal. Never in my wildest dreams would I have thought that I would have been on the parade, on the float there yesterday and Saturday night, and people waving and shouting, up Causeway and up Kerry, and it's just fabulous. And we've really bonded as a group. There's 32 of us ladies and 32 escorts, and only last night again we were starting to really bond with the escorts and even with the ladies. Like we're just getting on really, really well because there's such a smaller group of us this year, so it's wonderful.
And have you been being able to help the other Roses in terms of, look, here's what it's about, here's what you do, even informally through the week?
Well, I'd like to think so.
I think you have. She has, definitely.
So you've You've been talking to them. I'm getting questions here. Are you on tonight? You're not on television tonight.
No.
So you'll be on tomorrow night. So the pressure is off for 24 hours.
Just 24 and then it's on.
Bit, and then the pressure is intensely on. Have you met Dahi during the week a few times?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay, it's his 10th year doing it. I can't believe it. I thought it was only like 2 years ago he took over. But it's his 10th year doing it. Are you worried about that? Like, are you worried about the performance on stage, the interviewing, or is it like, are you conscious of the fact, I'll ask you, Sally-Ann, first, that this is, you're part of a festival, you're part of a lineup, you're part of a judging process that goes on for the whole week, that it's not just all down to what happens on the stage in the Dome?
And are
you conscious of that, like that you don't focus at all on, let's say, my 10 minutes or 5 minutes with Dahi tomorrow night, that it doesn't all rest on that the week is an experience, and the judges they mingle amongst you and they get a sense of you from the week,
which is great. You know, we had our individual interviews yesterday, we had group interviews yesterday evening. You know, we were in Kildare, we were down in Cork, you know, so there are a lot of behind the scenes work that goes on, again, that not a lot of people see, but yeah, absolutely. And of course you'd be a little bit nervous going on stage, but I was very fortunate that I had Dahi on stage interviewing me in the Kerry Rose Centre.
Ah, yes,
and
okay.
a lot of the girls actually came down to the selection night that night for the Kerry Rose, and he just even made all the other girls feel at ease. You know, he's just a gentleman, and you know, he really does put us at ease. You know, and like we had two or three meetings with him already, and he's just so fabulous. So you know, we're very lucky to have him as a presenter.
Yeah, Shanna, how are the nerves?
Good. I think they're okay. I think one of the things too is that it's, you know, the television portion and the stage time with Dahi. I think that is such a small part, really, of what the whole week has sort of been about. I mean, I know it's a big part, you know, for everyone watching.
A lot of people will tune in tonight.
Of
it's
course.
A traditional thing.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Television. And as you were mentioning the judging as well, like, I remember telling my family, I almost forgot that we were doing that. I remember when my judging interview came, I was like, oh yes, like this is a part of it as well. I think, you know, it is a tiny portion as well. There's so many amazing events that we've been going to this week, and just such an incredible experience that I think it's almost one of those things that's like, oh yeah, it's supplemental. You know, it's just kind of there as well. But I think tonight what I'm just most excited for is just to be able to support the other women that we've made such a relationship with, as Sally-Ann was saying. We've bonded so much, and I'm just so excited to support them, and for everyone to be able to go up there and share their story. I think it's just very empowering. And I think, as you said, Dahi does put everyone at ease, and he is such a gentleman, and he picks up on if we're nervous, and he calms us down, and I think it's just going to be a really wonderful program.
Yeah. Okay. Sally-Ann, are you conscious the kids are back to school this week?
Oh, the creatures. Yeah.
Poor them.
Poor them. And the weather just starts to get good.
It always happens that way.
Yeah, so I work in Mansfield, New Leitrim in Castle Gregory, as many of you know, and they're actually back today. So I'll be back in a few days.
How are you going to go back to your life?
I know, I was
after
just saying that to some of the committee members this morning. I said, there's so many wonderful moments of this trip, and it's just so hard. I'll be back to my bacon and cabbage next week, and I'll be saying, where's my starter, dessert and a glass of wine?
and I suppose they'll all be loaded up late tonight and tomorrow night, even though it's a school night, to watch you, I'd imagine. And no homework,
yes,
the kids.
No homework.
No homework in Castle Gregory. That's a rule. Same question to you, Danielle. How are you going to go back to your normal life after this week?
I don't know.
Couple of weeks.
I go back Thursday, and then we're off of work that next Monday. So I purposely did that just so I would have a couple days to kind of get back to adjusting to the time change and everything like that. But I don't know. It's going to be completely different, going from, okay, you have to be up at 8 and you have this throughout the entire day, and then you retire at 1 o'clock in the morning and you're like laying in bed just so exhausted you can't even fall asleep. So I don't know how I'm going to adjust. I'll probably be in bed for 24 to 48 hours before I can
to try and
bounce back.
Yeah. And you work in a human resources, you're a sales representative for human resources company.
Yes.
So it's a growing company. Is it a demanding job?
It is. It's a hard job. It's not like I have a tangible product. I can't sell you this mug. You know,
Yes.
I have to sell you the world just through what I'm telling you. So I have to say, hey, I can help with your HR needs. We could help with compliance. We could help with benefits, retirement plans, all of that under one roof. So then you could focus on your job, like, you know, making money within your company.
Yes.
Leave the stuff that doesn't make you any revenue. Give it to GMS, and then you focus on what you know best.
Okay. And do you have to travel a lot as part of that job?
Just throughout Ohio. So we have a lot of offices throughout the states.
You say just throughout Ohio, and we think, oh, she's only travelling around Kerry, but Ohio is enormous.
It is.
So there's a bit of travel in there.
Yeah, I think I have clients like 3.5 hours away from Cleveland.
Okay.
It's because a lot of sales reps, they don't want to drive that far, and I'm like, hey, if someone wants to meet with me, I'll drive anywhere. Okay, if I can get a deal, then by all means. So
you sound like a very good salesperson.
Just a tad.
Okay, I'm going to ask you, have you any one memory from the week? Shana, I'll start with you that's going to stay with you forever, do you think? One kind of idea, one moment you thought, wow, this is really going to stay with. Would it be Saturday night, for example?
Yeah, I think I actually was just trying yesterday to write in my journal. I brought a journal and I said I'd be good about writing in it, but I haven't been the best because at night, you know, you're just so tired. But when I sat down, I just started writing like, remember this, remember this, remember this. And I swear I had like 5 pages by the end. I just kept writing. There's so many things, but I think the friendships is the thing that I'm going to remember most. I was writing names at one point, just like trying to write everyone's names down. And then I was like, this is getting crazy. But that's just been the most incredible part for me, having this group of women who are so supportive, and you know, we just bonded so quickly, and everybody is just so friendly and lovely, and I think that's definitely the thing that I'm going to remember just forever.
Okay, Danielle, was there any particular moment?
I think it was the ball, like walking down, and I saw my son Landon, and he came and gave me a big kiss. Like, it was just like heartwarming. I've never experienced something like 1,000+ people in one area standing up clapping for you. Like, it was like a crazy feeling, like overwhelming. Yeah,
special night. That was the Rose Ball on Friday night. Great stuff. And Sally-Ann, yourself?
There's just been so many. The parade was just overwhelming. It was so fabulous. But I would have to say, when we were coming into the kingdom, we were like passing John Mitchell's GA club, and I saw these people. John O'Shea, the bus driver, he brought me to the front of the bus, and he said, you know, you'll have to welcome all the ladies now into Tralee.
Yes.
So I took no notice. I sat up at the front of the bus and was telling them all about Kerry, and next thing we were passing John Mitchell's, and I saw loads of people out on the road, and I was like, oh, that's so nice, you know, they're here to welcome us, you know, just random people. And then I saw my face up on a poster and a few posters and the Kerry flag flying, and I was like, oh my God, that's my face. And oh no, then I realised it was my family and friends that were all there, like standing in the pouring rain. They were perished with the cold, the creatures, and Dad just ran onto the bus, and you know, of course there was loads of tears. I think everyone was crying in the bus, and it was just so emotional. So it was a great start to the festival in Tralee, you know, for me, and again a moment that I'll treasure forever.
A special moment. Well, listen, that's great, a great story, and look, that's a great way to end it on. My thanks to the 3 of you for coming into the studio, and the very best of luck. Who knows, one of you could be the 2019 Rose of Tralee. It's entirely possible. Tomorrow night you'll be on TV. The selection night, of course, starts tonight with the first group of roses, and you're obviously have a busy schedule again for the rest of the day today, so the very best of luck with that. My thanks to the 3 of you for coming in. You've been great sports.